Hello.
Hi. Dear students, dear relatives,
Dear handholders and other companions, dear everybody.
but especially dear first semester students.
My name is Ronja.
And I'm Susanna. We are your political representatives from the AStA, the General Student Committee, or in German, Allgemeiner Studentinnenausschuss. We are officially elected to represent all of students of this university. In this role, we would like to welcome you at our university, a place which will strongly influence your life during the years to come.
Yeah, our speech is going to be a bit different than the one from Mr. Kolle. I hope you enjoy it anyway. I'd like to ask, how did you actually get here? There's been the decision to apply at this university. How did you feel when opening the welcoming letter stating your application has been successful? Euphoric? A bit fearful? Was it the certainty that from this October on you'd have to care for a flat, a fridge, a washing machine all by yourself? Or having to care for most of your stuff all by yourself? Or was it rather thoughts like, from this October onwards, I will have to juggle with care not only for my family, but for university in addition to it? All of you are here, obviously, but still, all of you had different ways to go in order to get here. Some might just have finished their A-levels or Abitur. Some spent some time abroad, did social services or job for a while. Others spent the last years working very hard in evening school in order to get to university. We are all here together now in a new part of your life, in which most of you can decide upon what you want to do and how you'd like to do it. Where most of you are more independent than ever before. But still, it is always important to remember that it's not as easy for everybody, that not all of you have the same freedom. Despite there are so many of you here today, which makes us really happy, it doesn't mean that there are not thousands of other young people who didn't make it here, who did not have the chance to study at all, or who weren't able to study at this university, which might have been their first choice. Actually, in this year, it's been almost 9 out of 10 who did not receive a place, though they applied for it. I'm not saying this in order to make you proud, as it might have happened in some other speeches today. Still, I have no intention of making you feel bad either. All we want is to make you aware of the privilege of being here, which actually shouldn't be one. But why is it a privilege at all? The way we perceive university and the people around us is part of bigger societal structures, as is the way the university is organized. How could it be different when university is and should be a very important part of our society? This also means that problems of our society are always also problems of and in university. Some people can take part and others can't. And who is doing what is usually not determined by how good we are or by how hard we work, but rather by where we come from and what we look like, though this is often praised differently. Social climbing is not the reality it's presented to be. Mostly it's an exception, but heavily celebrated exception, making it seem almost real. And this starts with who is getting what kind of education.
But education shall not be a privilege, because everybody deserves to learn as much as they want. It is pretty awesome to have the opportunity to discuss scientific and societal questions and expand our knowledge together, like in university. For some of you, it might be the first time you have chosen what to do and what to learn. It was your decision, and in this point of your life, you decided that university is the right thing for you to do. But if, at some other point, you will change this opinion of yours, it's all right. Sometimes university can be boring. Sometimes you will have problems with exams, with structures, with some things you might not be able to control. But keep in mind that often it helps to talk about these problems in order to realize that you're not the only one concerned. Things are usually not as static as they might seem, and you all have the chance to change things here, because universities have the terrific right to organize their issues by themselves, as well as students, by the way. We'd like to emphasize on how important it is to take this chance, because often problems are structural, not individual, and therefore it is on us to change them instead of adjusting ourselves to the circumstances. This can be more exhausting, of course, but for the better. To talk about the problems in our university is the one part. The other is to question the system behind it. What is my comprehension of education and where does it come from? How and what do I want to learn? And then, if we think about this whole education, you might come to the conclusion that some of your problems are an integral part of the system.
Yeah, and those mechanisms and problems described that exclude people from taking part at anything they want to have to be changed. I think almost all of us can agree on this. But who is actually able to change those things? I like to emphasize that we consider university should play a key role in those changes to come. University as an engine of change for the better. But in addition to this, students have a special role in university as a progressive force. We are a big group at this university. We are more in number than all of the other members together. And therefore, we should continuously demand our right to have our equal say. But, as indicated, university and society are interconnected. And therefore, we as students shall take our responsibility as a revolutionary engine of the society. Challenges are various. Crisis of the financial system, climate change, growing right-wing forces, racism, patriarchy, just to name a few. Those will not be changed individually, but by organizing and searching for solutions together.
You will start with this in the next days, during the orientation week. A key point there for us is to create solutions for these challenges, and therefore you have to question the existing. And we begin with that also in our university, because we also have the society and its challenges here. We talk about education, about environmental issues, about how to build something, and like everywhere, about money. So don't take structures for granted or permanent. Be aware of the privileged position you are in due to your education and take your chance. Be political, be part of the public life and participate. Demand good, fair education for everybody. Demand on it. It will not come by itself. So, in the end, that the good times you will have here in the next days, weeks, semesters and years, hopefully, that they are possible for anybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good first day.